Hello, this is Michelle Whitwiller with Owl Star Stampers, and today I am going to be making two cards inspired by the January through June 2020 mini catalog. You can find them on page 14, and it is the Parisian Blossoms Suite. We are going to be featuring this card right here and this card right over there. This suite of products is so beautiful and so elegant, and so I am excited to show you these cards today. We're also going to be using the designer series paper. Both of these bundles, we're using the Parisian Flourish 3D embossing folder, the champagne rhinestones, and then it did use the Petal pink ribbon, which I'm going to show you what I used. I actually don't have any more of that, but it's very close. So these are the products we're using. The coordinating colors in this suite are Cherry Cobbler, Petal Pink, and Pool Party. So again, I love using the catalog as the inspiration, and my friend Debbie, one of my customers, asked me to show her these two cards, and so I am so happy to do that today for you. So let's get started. We're going to do the Pool Party card first. So we just have our basic Pool Party card base. It's 8.5 by 11, and you're just going to score that in half. I already went ahead and I cut that beautiful designer series paper. Isn't that so pretty? This is just only leaving 1/8 inch around the border. So we are going to layer that down flat to our card. So let's do that. Okay, we're gonna layer that on here. There's just a tiny, tiny border is all. Okay, the next thing we have is our piece of Petal Pink right here. Look at how pretty that is embossed with that embossing folder. This measures 4 inches by 3 inches, and this is going to get popped up with some dimensionals. Right here I have some. They're stuck. So let's put some dimensionals on the back of that. This piece, I'm going to put 4, 1 in each corner. And then we're going to layer this onto our card. Just peel off those backs. Just want to make sure my card is going the right way. And we're going to do this a little bit more over this way. Okay, there we go. Next, you're going to do a little bit of stamping. Now, I went ahead and did this ahead of time, but I'm going to show you. So we're going to stamp this image right here on Whisper White, and I used black memento ink. And then the dies, cut it out, the coordinating dies, if you have those. And then I took the other stamp set right here, the Forever Blossoms, and you're going to stamp this little flower 3 times in Petal Pink ink. And then it also, you will die cut that out. And so once you do that, you get these beautiful pieces right here. I love the detailing in here. Here's our little flowers. And now the other thing we need is a circle and vellum. I die cut this with the layering circles. This is about 2.5 inches in our vellum. And then we need our word, this one, merci. Did I say that right? I'm not French. I've only taken Spanish. This is cut out in Cherry Cobbler. And there's our little eye. And so this goes on our card as well. So this is also die cut out of the dies. So let's stack up our card together. So first off, our oval or circle is going to go down. We're going to put that down where I'm actually going to attach this with some dimensionals. So let me add a couple to the back here, like this. All right, we'll put one over here. So I'm going to stick this down first to our oval and then flip over the oval and add the glue, because remember, if you use vellum, your adhesive can show through. So by doing it this way, I can see where it is going to be. So if I want this circle down towards here, and I want this tower to go something like, oh, it has this oval circle going off a little bit. And then this is gonna go like that. Okay, so I'm going to carefully, now I know right where to add some glue on the back of our circle to attach it. And we're going to put this down right here. Okay, just like that. All right, next up we have our pretty flowers, and we are going to tuck one of them behind here. And you can use your glue. I'm going to use a mini glue dot. You can use whatever glue you want. I'm going to tuck this one back here, and then I'm going to tuck one is going to go up here. And then this one is going to come over top like that. And I think it's just like right on top of that. So I'm just going to put another mini glue dot, and it is going to come like so, like that. All right. We're doing good. So now we have our word here, and we're going to attach this with some liquid glue. You can use a fine tip glue, the Tombow glue. I'm just going to add a tiny little bit on the back of these letters, and less is always more on this part, because if you get too much, it'll get all over your card, and we don't want that. So I'm just adding a little bit of glue to the back, and then I'm going to flip it over, and it's going across like this. I'm just going to hold it down for a second, kind of count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And still need a little second. And then I'm going to put a little dot for where the eye goes of glue right there. And then just pick this up and set it down. Just like that. All right, to finish off this card, we need the champagne rhinestones right here. These are so beautiful. And so I'm just going to use my scissors. I don't see my take your pick tool. I'm going to take 3 of the smaller ones and just add them to the center of these flowers. And this is just going to finish off our card. So we have the 3 flowers get the small little gems. And then we're going to add 2 more of the medium size. And it looks like the sample has 1 down here and then 1 up here. I'll take another one and add it. Oh, it went flying. We're going to add it right up here like that. And this is such a pretty card. So I hope you enjoy this, and let's look at the sample to see how it compares. Pretty good. All right, let's move on to our next card. And this card, we're going to be doing this one right here. Okay, and so I did do, like the other card, some die cutting ahead of time. So for this card, we have thick Whisper White, 8.5 by 11. We're just going to fold this in half for our card base. And then the Designer Series paper is actually the exact size of our card front. 5.25 by 4. So we're just going to layer that on. Look at the back. The paper is so pretty. So let's add this down to our card front. And this is like petal pink and white. I'm just trying to line it up. Okay, we got that. Next, I have a piece of petal pink that measures 5 by 3 3/4. And this one, we're going to do a little bit of stamping. And it looks like we're going to stamp this and this. It looks like. and this. So a couple of different stamps. Oh, actually in this one too. It's very, very faint, but it's in the background in Petal Pink ink, and it might even be stamped off. So let me grab a block right here, and we'll do a little bit of stamping with that. So we're gonna need this stamp, and this one, and this, and the words. So I think it is stamped off a little bit. So I need to grab a scrap of paper here to stamp off on. So we have our card right here, and we are going to first do the words, and I'm going to ink them up in Petal Pink ink. I'm going to stamp it off once over there in the scrap, and then I'm just going to come in here and stamp them on like twice, just like that. It's very, very subtle, and that's how it looks in the picture. It looks like they did one more. I'm going to stamp it off, and they did it like there. So it just adds a little bit to the background, and it doesn't have to be like perfect or anything. And then I see this right here, this one. So we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to kind of stamp it off once and stamp that there, and then it looks like it's stamped off one more time like over here, like that. And then we're gonna add these little lines, kind of like the little postmark. And so I'm going to do the same thing, stamp off on my scrap paper once, and then kind of go over, and we'll do one down here as well. So we're just kind of layering the background. And then this image right here, we have that in the towards the bottom as well. And I just saw another one of these little postmarky things. So let's do another one down here, it looks like. Okay, now we have this one. We're gonna stamp it off once, and then this is down here. And it looks like it's up here as well, like that. Is there anything else? I think that's pretty good. Now again, you can add more if you want, but we're just adding a little bit of something to this background to give it a little dimension. Okay, next up, we are going to attach this with dimensionals to our card. So put one in each corner. And then we will take these off. Okay, and then we're gonna add this to our card like so. Okay, next up we have, I already die cut with the dies in Basic Black, our tower. I stamped our flowers in black Memento ink and die cut them out with the coordinating dies. Mine is a brand new ink pad, so it's really dark. I should have stamped them off once, or you could use like early espresso, just like a dark ink if you want. We are going to do a little bit of coloring. I have the dark crumb cake Stampin' Blend, and I'm going to color in the stem a little bit. Just give it a little bit of color. It's a little bit hard to see, but it's gonna be there. Okay, and then we're gonna take our Old Olive, and I'm going to take the light, and I'm gonna color in the leaves with this, and then I'm going to take the dark and go over a little bit of the veins to give it a little bit more dimension. So here we are. This is, again, light Old Olive. And then I'm going to take the dark Old Olive, and I'm going to just add a little bit down, kind of like the center, and some of the veins. Okay, next up is our flower petals, and those are in Petal Pink. And so I'm going to do the dark petal pink kind of along the bottom where like this shading is, and wherever there's a shade the ink is on, I'm using dark petal pink, and then I'll go over it with the light to kind of blend it all in. You can of course color it in however you want. This is such some pretty flowers here. So pretty. And don't forget to do these ones as well, because these ones are going on there too. Okay, so got this. Again, you can add as much or as little. You can even leave some of it white. It looks like they didn't color it all in. I'm not going to color it all in either. This is my light petal pink. I am just going to add a little bit more though. And it's okay to leave some of it white. It looks like that's how they did it in our sample. But I am going to add some of the light. And to our little flowers here. Okay, there we go. So pretty. All right, now to attach this card. Okay, it looks like we're going to weave. The flower is going to go kind of like this, and then this. So just like that. See how it kind of goes like that? That's what we're doing to the flower with the tower. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue to like some of the pieces where it's going to stick, and then we're gonna like pop some of it up. So I just added some glue to the back, and I'm going to do the same thing. So this goes across the front, and then this petal goes behind, and then the green leaf goes up at the top. So I'm going to just press this down so it is sticking just like that. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I have some glue down here showing, so I'm going to fold that under. And now I'm going to pop this up with some dimensionals. So I'm going to put some dimensionals on here. And I got some glue showing. And then what you can do for the top, you can use like the mini dimensionals, or you can cut one of these down. I'm going to put one in the top there. And then we'll have this. It's going to go right up here at the top. Like that. Okay, we're going to peel these off. And we're almost done with this card. Okay, so our dimensionals are off. And now this is going to line up down here, kind of like that. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. Okay, we have a flower that is tucked in at the top. So I'm just going to put a mini glue dot, and that is like up here, kind of like that tucked in. And then we have this flower that is kind of popped up right there. So let's add this one right here, like so. Okay, you need a 1/2 inch strip of Whisper White, and we are going to stamp our sentiment, which says, "Life is a magnificent adventure." It's right here. So let me get that out, and we're going to stamp that on there. I'm just going to use my black ink and peel off the back. Okay, life is a magnificent adventure. So we're going to stamp that on this 1/2 inch strip of Whisper White. Just like so. Okay, we're done with that. Now we're going to take our paper snips, and it is cut at an angle. So we're going to cut this at an angle. It's going this way, and then this is going this way. Okay, so next up in the catalog, they use the Petal Pink metallic edge ribbon, which I have ran out of every drop of it because it was beautiful. So what I did to substitute, if you don't have it, is you can use the white and silver, which is the same thickness and texture. It's just white. And I took my dark Petal Pink Stampin' Blend and I colored it to make it the Petal Pink anyway. And so we're going to layer this on here like so. So just add a little bit of glue to the back of your little banner here. And then we're going to, see what I'm doing, attach this on here like so. And then we're going to cut our ribbon at another angle. And there, that's my, you're just gonna add your ribbon to the back. It's flat. And then we will add a mini glue dot on the one end and a dimensional on the other end. So add glue dots on one, dimensional on the other, because I think it's going to go off a little bit. And then this just goes, yeah, right across here like so. All right. Isn't it getting so pretty, our card? Now we need more of those champagne rhinestones. So we're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these little ones and add them to our flowers. And this card is so pretty. I hope you, if you have these sets, I hope that you will try some of these cards out. And let me know in the comments below. Add that there. And then one more to the top flower. There we go. So here is this card right here. And I love how you can see the background there with some of the stamping that we did. And you can see it shimmering. So here are our two cards that we created with the Parisian Blossoms Suite. So here is this one right here, and here is our sample. So we did pretty good. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed these two gorgeous cards today. Have a great day.